Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome to today's video. I'm going to show you how to get this Valentine's Day look. 2 different lipsticks makes it like 2 different looks. I'm going to start with putting on some primer all over the face. This is a glow primer, and it's going to make my skin look dewy and fresh. It's hard in the wintertime. We all know your face gets kind of dry and chapped, and I definitely have that issue. Then I went in with a second primer. This is a pore-filling primer, and I just put that on the cheeks. I drew on some foundation all over my face using the Healthy Skin Foundation, or just Healthy Foundation, from Physicians Formula, and I tapped that in with a damp sponge just to get some good coverage as well as a dewy look to the skin. I like the damp sponge method. I think that it really does add a certain kind of glow to the skin that you don't get with a brush. Then I went ahead and I put on some concealer. I tapped that in with a damp sponge using the pointy end so I could get in around my eye a little bit better because the wide end doesn't get into the small spaces as well. I went ahead and set my eye in my concealer just so that I didn't get any creases. But let's be honest, we're always going to get creases. It's just going to happen, and that's fine. I then set my whole face just so that I'd have a really nice base to go in with the rest of my products. I went in with a contour shade now, and I went under the cheekbones to just draw attention to the center of the face, and that's why I went around the corners of my forehead as well. Just to, again, you want to look like you have a lot of light in the center of your face. I went under the jaw so that I could really define that. In pictures, it's going to make a big difference. And then I went in with this fluffy brush with a more warm shade, and that's going to make me look sun-kissed. And I put that in all the same places that the contour was, just a little bit less specifically, and I'm having a great time with that. So then I went in with the same contour shade that I started with, and I just contoured my nose a bit. I went on either side and then at the very tip of it just to shorten the nose a bit for me. That's nice for pictures. Then I went in with a blush and I just applied that to the cheeks, to the apples of the cheeks. And then I put on some highlighter. I put that right on the tops of the cheekbones just to give it a little bit of light there, which I love putting on highlight, especially in the wintertime. I think it really makes the skin look beautiful. I put it on the nose as well, a little bit, kind of do it in the shape of an exclamation point so that you get the little ball on the end of the nose, a little cute look. And then I set my whole face using a setting spray and I fanned that in. Nobody wants a wet face when you're going in with the rest of your products. So now I'm going to go in with the 2 eyeshadow palettes I'm using. I'm using a palette from Morphe by Jaclyn Hill and the Wet n Wild palette. I started off with a transition shade, which is kind of a taupey pink. And a transition shade is the first shade you go in with that helps you blend out the rest of the shades. If you go in with a dark shade first, it's not going to blend out as well. So you start with something that's light and that you can sort of make mistakes with because it's not going to show much. Then I went in with the darker shade on a smaller brush, and I just went in on the outer V and into the crease. And I used windshield wiper motions to blend that out so that it just looks really seamless. And you can see I blend for a while because you don't want it to look like a line. You really want it to look like, oh, it just kind of is blown out and really easy and beautiful without much hard work. Then I went in with under the eye with the same dark shade just so I can define my lower lash line. So if you don't put that on, your eye's still going to look beautiful, but it's not going to have that same look that you're going for, which is more wide-eyed. I went in with a cream shadow from ColourPop, this pink glittery cream shadow, and I've had this for a long time and these things don't dry out, which is awesome. I then blended it out, but I always find that it's just easier to apply cream shadows with my fingertip. If I try and use a brush, it just doesn't do a great job. I then took this Stila glitter and I put this in the center of my lid because you can see it's really cool. It kind of makes it look like your eye is really round and big and wide-eyed. And I blended out the edges with the same brush that I was using to blend out the cream shadow. You just want it to look like it's right in the center of the lid. Then I went ahead and I put on some highlight in the inner corners of my eyes because that's going to make you look doe-eyed. And I took a black shadow on a liner brush and I put that right on the lash line just to give myself a little bit more definition. Then I went in and curled my lashes. Went in on both sides, and then I applied a mascara, a dark mascara, because I'm going to put on lashes today, which I very rarely do, but that was my idea was that for Valentine's, maybe I'd go all out. So off camera, I'm going to do that. But first, I'm going to apply some brow stylist to my eyebrows. And there it is. The magic happened off camera, and the lashes are on. So then I went in with this balm-like color from Wet n Wild. And it's still a bold lip, which you obviously don't have to go this bold. You can do something that's like a little bit more nude, but I thought this was really pretty. And you can see that's the first look, just with that color. Then I went ahead and wiped that off. It's nice to go in with a balm because then I can go in with a liquid lip and it's not going to be too heavy. And you can see that this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so glad you were with me today. Please subscribe to get notifications for my next video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!